Good morning, Ms. Howard. You may begin.
Thank you, Marlo. Show my camera here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much on this wintry day for joining us today. We have such an excellent presentation for you to start our year off just right. I'm Michelle Howard. I'm the director of the Small Business Programs Office, and I bring you greetings from our general manager, Mr. Randy Clark, and our senior VP and Chief Procurement Officer, Ms. Fifi Magosi. I want to thank all of you for participating today in our small business programs outreach, the LinkedIn Glow Up. Woo! Use LinkedIn to attract your next client. This presentation is in collaboration with our partners at the DC Small Business Development Center Network. I want to let you know that at WMATA, your participation is key, and we encourage all small businesses to get certified with WMATA. We have 5 socioeconomic programs that you can be certified in. We have our Disadvantaged and Small Business Enterprise programs, which is our federal programs. But we also have, if you didn't know, we have the local Minority Business Enterprise programs, small and micro business programs. So those are our non-federal programs. So please check out our website, learn more about our programs. Feel free to send us some questions, because we are open for business and we want you to be a part of our contracting opportunities. I want you to remember we are your metro, the way forward. Please make sure to put all questions in the chat and remember to fill out your surveys that will be sent to you after the outreach event. These surveys help us to plan programs and events that can benefit or support your business development and growth. So again, I want to thank you for you attending, and I want you to enjoy this awesome session today. From the DC Small Business Development Center at Howard University, we have my friend, Mr. Charles Mott. He has 40 years in the defense and management consulting industry with large and small firms in management and team leader capacities. He has over 30 years of experience, knowledge on small business management and leadership and management as a business owner, an employee, business counselor, and a consultant with small firms. So he has a plethora of knowledge. Charles is currently the Associate Director at the DC Small Business Development Center at Howard University here in Washington, DC, with both administrative and business counseling responsibilities. He has a certificate in project management from the University of California, Extension Berkeley, California, and an MBA in new ventures and small business management from Cal State East Bay. He also has a BS in industrial engineering from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, California, and he is a certified project management professional with Project Management Institute. So you can see how much knowledge my guy has here. He is going to introduce our presenter today, and I'm going to hand this over to Charles.
Michelle, thank you so much for that great intro. I have to have you introduce me every time.
No, I would love to be your person, right? To go out and introduce you, Charles.
I would love that. I would love that, definitely. Well, first I want to thank Michelle's office, the Small Business Programs Office, for collaborating not only on this, but on a bevy of past webinars that we've worked on. Our commitment to this is to make sure that small business and businesses have the tools to be successful. And these webinars have crossed many subjects. So today's webinars will be on LinkedIn, and I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker today. Portia brings a lot to the plate here. She has extensive experience in social media, both on helping individuals and organizations. She brings a fresh approach, and I think you're going to find that you're going to really enjoy her today. We've had her as a speaker through the DCSBDC, and I know she's going to bring some great information today. As a side note, for those of you who don't know about the SBDC, the DCSBDC, we provide no-cost counseling and other services to small businesses in the District of Columbia. We provide also assistance with access to capital. We provide free industry reports and other things to help small business not only folks to start their business, but also to sustain them. But I don't want to hold Portia up any longer. I'm going to let her go ahead and jump in. And Portia, thank you so much for being our facilitator today on this most needed subject for small businesses.
Thank you so much for the introduction, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to share my slides. Okay, it says, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. Share my slides with you all. Share a window. Which one? All right, give me a second, all. Give me a second. Share this one.
Take your time, because we are anxious about this topic, girl.
Okay. Window. It's not popping up. Okay, let me do this because it's not popping up. The screen share for like popping up is not popping up on my screen.
Is it muted? Marlo, I'm gonna make sure my team can check in the background and see what permissions you have.
It says I'm in presenter mode.
Yes, you are a presenter, so you should be able to share.
It's not sharing. I'm just gonna leave and come back and see if that works because it is not. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. So it's telling me I gotta quit Teams and then come back in. So I'm gonna come back. I'll be back. Hold on.
So while we are waiting for Portia, everyone, make sure that getting your fingers ready to either type or get your pens ready to take some good notes, because we all need to know about this whole, attracting clients on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the busiest business, platforms. I'm on there, and I have a lot of followers, so I'm constantly making sure I'm updating things. I'm making sure I'm putting good information out there on LinkedIn, but it doesn't mean that I know everything about maneuvering it and, all the new gadgetries that you have. So just please make sure you take some good notes today.
Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting on Portia, please make sure you take the quiz that Portia put in the chat. Thank you.
All righty. Now we're gonna try it again. Okay. I got it. Let's do it. Okay, close that. Okay, go back to Teams.
Marlo just told everybody to make sure they take the quiz that you put in the chat.
Okay. All righty. All righty. Finally, we got it. So-
Yay! Yay!
Okay, so hopefully you all took the quiz. Don't share who you got yet. Wait until I tell you when. I'm here, y'all. I did it. I'm here. Me and Microsoft Teams. And I prayed. I said, Lord, please let the teams work. So hopefully it'll be okay for the rest of the time that we're here. But thank you so much for joining this morning. As you know, it is snowy in DC. You're going to be learning a lot about LinkedIn today. It's going to be very fast, very furious, no recording, no slides being shared. So pay attention. If you want to take notes and do, your notes now and then make the updates later, please do. Or if you want to make the updates in real time, you can do that as well. Like I said, real fast, real furious. So we're going to talk about your cover photo, your profile photo, your headline, and your about section. All right. Like I said, real fast, real furious. As I mentioned before, please take the quiz. Hopefully you all had a chance to take the quiz. If you didn't get the link in the chat, you can scan this QR code right here and I'll give you a couple more seconds to take the quiz. You will see me looking down here because Microsoft Teams, it's not easy to see the chat when you're presenting. So I have it open on my phone and I like to see that you all are ready to go in the chat. And I'd just like to interact with you all in the chat. So I'll give you another couple seconds to do the quiz and then we will get into the presentation. Give you another couple seconds. Okay, Lloyd, you're done. Excellent. Good. Okay, well, hopefully most people are done. We're going to get into finding out what type of LinkedIn user you are so we can create a baseline before we start this presentation. So if you got Coco Jones, please give me a Coco in the chat, or if you want, you can do a purple heart emoji. Give me a Coco in the chat or a purple heart emoji. Okay, RC, we've got a Coco. Tarsha, we got a Coco. Madison's a Coco. All right, we got a lot of Cocos in the house. Okay, love this. All right. If you don't know, Coco Jones is a former Disney star who is rebranding herself as a full-grown R&B singer. So she is familiar with the entertainment industry. She's just learning how to use it in a new way. Perhaps that's you when it comes to LinkedIn, where you are familiar with LinkedIn, but you're just ready to learn how to use it in a new way. You are in a good space. We got the Cocos in the house. Hopefully you can learn something from this presentation. Up next, we've got Rihanna. If you are Rihanna, give me a Riri in the chat, or if you want, you can drop a pink heart emoji, either a Riri in the chat or a pink heart emoji, whichever one you want. Let's see the Riris that we have in the house today. We got, okay, Lloyd's a Riri. Okay, oh, hi, Hyacinth, how you doing, girl? Hyacinth is a Riri. Let's see, who else? Oh, unknown user is a Riri, but you gave me a heart. Leah's a Riri. Okay, I love the way these hearts show up on Teams. That's so cute. All right, so Riri, you know what, I just realized also that I'm not in spotlight, so you can't see me as I'm talking, but I am being very animated with you all. But anyways, okay, so Riri, Rihanna, as you know, she is a well-known billionaire, a mogul. She's fantastic if you don't know, but I'm not really talking about the billionaire baddie that she is. I'm talking about the singer that she once was. That's right. Rihanna used to sing, and she's been very inconsistent with her music career, meaning that sometimes she is, active with her music career, and then she disappears for a little bit, and she leaves her fans hanging. So she's in there, and then she's out there. And perhaps that's you when it comes to LinkedIn, where you are present when you need something, like as in you are maybe trying to reach out to a certain client, or it's before you go to an award ceremony, or you get an award, or it is maybe you are trying to connect with people when you go to a conference, and then you leave your fans hanging. But don't worry, it's a safe space. We are all learning together. It's okay if it's you, Hyacinth. Don't worry, we're learning together. All right. And then lastly, we have Janet Jackson. So if you got Janet, please give me a Janet in the chat or give me a brown heart emoji, either a Janet in the chat or a brown heart emoji. Okay, we've got another unknown user who is a Janet. Adam's a Janet. Oh, right, we got some good Janets in the house. Excellent. If y'all don't know, Janet Jackson is the queen of all queens. She is the one who paved the way for all the girls behind her. Janet ran so Beyonce could marathon. She's very consistent with her career. She doesn't leave her fans hanging for far too long, and she is pretty good. So maybe that's you when it comes to LinkedIn, where you are relatively consistent. Maybe you're logging on once a week, on once every other week, but either way, you don't leave your fans, aka your connections, hanging on too long. Either way, if you're a Coco, a Riri, or a Janet, I hope that you learned something from this presentation. All right. I'm gonna give you some fast facts about LinkedIn. Okay, with over 1 billion users, it is the most powerful professional online networking tool. The United States has the most users at 200 million and counting, but it is a global platform. So on any given day, there are about 20 million jobs open on LinkedIn across the platform, and they have a lot of temporary, contract, and part-time roles that you may be interested in. But the thing that's really good for small business owners in particular is that about 65 million decision makers are using LinkedIn. And that means these are the people with the money, right? The people who can hire you and give you money. And then also about 80% of business to business leads that happen on social media are happening on LinkedIn. That means a lot of businesses are finding out about each other on LinkedIn and doing business with each other. So those are good things to know about LinkedIn. And if you do not have the LinkedIn mobile app, I highly recommend that you download it. You won't need it for the majority of the information that I'm going to share today, but it is a good app for you to have in your app store. All right. Let's get into this. If you're still with me, give me a 1 in the chat. Let's see if you're all still with me because it is time to get into the content. All right. So Heather's with me. The unknown, but your initials are KS, PT's with me, Leah's with me, Adam's with, all right, the world is with me. Let's go. Remember, real fast, real furious. Let's get into it. Okay, so your cover photo. It appears behind your profile photo. It's at the very top of your profile. It is this area right up here on LinkedIn. But when I'm perusing around LinkedIn, I see that a lot of business owners are not using their cover photo correctly. Your cover photo is basically free advertisement for people to learn about what you do before they even scroll down to the bulk of your profile. Let me show you what this looks like. If you have design skills, I highly recommend that you use your own design software of your choice to create your own custom cover photo. If you have no design skills, like myself, I have no design skills, so I use Canva. I use this for myself. I use this for my clients when I work with them one-on-one. You're going to go on Canva, and you'll notice that they're called LinkedIn banner, as you can see on the screen right there. So if you hear somebody say LinkedIn banner, LinkedIn cover photo, LinkedIn profile photo, sorry, LinkedIn background photo, they're all talking about that top part of your LinkedIn profile. It's all the same thing. Sometimes you even hear people say LinkedIn billboard. It's all that top part of your profile photo, of your LinkedIn profile. But what you want to do is make sure that whatever template that you choose to use on Canva has the dimensions of 1584 by 396. You can see it on the screen right there, 1584 by 396. You want to make sure whatever template you use, or if you're designing it on your own software of your choice, make sure those are the dimensions. Now, let me show you some examples of different cover photos that you can have. Up here, we have Shayna, who is a great example of somebody who has a full-time role and then also a side hustle, her business. And you can see here, I did a mixture of her full-time role, which she is a leader in the DEI space, but then for her side hustle, her business, she is a podcast host. And LinkedIn is not the stuffy place that it once was. You can still have fun with your profile. Can anybody guess in the chat which superstar is Shayna is a really big fan of? Can anybody guess in the chat based on some of the elements in her cover photo? Can you guess in the chat? It's not, oh yes, unknown user KS. It is indeed Beyonce. You can see the beehive Easter eggs that I put on her cover photo. So you see, you can have fun with your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to give you another example. Here's Ashmara. She is a financial instructor and educator. And with your cover photo, you can also give the aesthetics of what you will give your clients when they work with you. Can anybody in the chat guess what type of aesthetic Ashmara is giving? What type of service is she offering her clients based on the cover photo that you see right here? What is this cover photo exuding? Like, what type of client do you think she's giving? What type of service do you think she's offering as a financial educator based on the vibes of her cover photo? Not okay. Well, okay. Design. So Jennifer said, all the way together. Said unknown user. Oh, building. Well, all right. There we go. RC, you got it. It's building wealth. It's luxury. It's giving you a good experience. So you can see even from your cover photo, you can let people know what type of service, what type of business that you offer. Okay, and then if you have anything special coming up, so for example, if you're releasing a book, a new coaching program, a new product, a new service, anything like that, you can create a custom cover photo to highlight that as well. So there's an option for you. And then I'll show you one more where this is just the person's tagline. And then you see at the bottom right here, I have the ticker that I created that includes some of the publications that she's been featured in. And by the way, as I mentioned, pretty much actually all the examples that I'm going to show you today are my one-on-one clients who I've worked with. But you can see with the cover photos, you notice that I put most of the content to the right side of the cover photo. That's because when you look at the sizing of your cover photo and where you have things aligned on it, make sure you check the mobile app version. Because sometimes what people will do is they'll have the content right here. It'll be too far over to the left. And then your profile photo is covering up the content that is on your cover photo. So make sure whatever cover photo you create, you want to have it flush more to the right, and then check what it looks like on your mobile app before you go into finalizing your cover photo. All right, I told you it's going to be real fast, real furious. If you understood how you're going to have a good cover photo, please give me a 2 in the chat. If you understood that, give me a 2 in the chat. All right, PT's with me. Okay, TG, I'm calling out the unknown users because I could just call out their initials. Sierra's with me. All right, BE's with me. All right, excellent. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to talk about your profile photo. I beg of you, if there's one thing you do after this presentation, I beg of you, please make sure you have a profile photo. LinkedIn did a study many years ago, and they found that people with profile photos get about 21 more times views on their profiles and about 9 times more connection requests. And your best bet is to have about 80% of your face within that frame of your profile photo section on LinkedIn, because then the LinkedIn robots can understand that you're actually a real person, and that's going to help with your visibility. All right. Now, if you're in need of a new profile photo, which people often say, they will, they'll be like, oh, I need a new profile photo. What should I do? I'm going to give you a quick fix. And it's relatively cost effective considering how much photos do cost. What you can do is book an Airbnb photography experience. The reason why I like recommending these is because you do not have to be staying in an Airbnb accommodation for you to book an Airbnb experience. So when you go on Airbnb, yes, you can book accommodations, you can book somebody's room, somebody's house, but then they also have these separate things called experiences, and they have a lot of photography experiences where you can get some fun, creative photos. Now, I live in Washington, D.C., and let's say I was visiting Chicago only in the summertime, not in the wintertime. Let's say I was visiting Chicago and I wanted to get some photos taken. You can see here on the screen, these are pretty relatively good price points for some creative, fun photos. And I can book this photography experience without actually having to book an Airbnb accommodation. Or let's say if I was a resident of Chicago, only in the summertime, I would only live in Chicago in the summertime. Let's say I was a resident, I can book the photography experience as a resident as well. So there's an option for you if you want to get some photos. And I'll show you what this looks like in real time. So here is Joylene. She took one of my presentations many years ago, and she lived in sunny, beautiful Miami at the time. So she booked an Airbnb photography experience in Miami, and you can see she got some great photos. She said it was a wonderful investment. All right, and so Tarsha, I saw that you dropped a question in the chat. I'm going to try to get to all the questions in the end, just so I can make sure that I get through everything. I might just, oh, maybe I can answer this one really quick. Are you using a personal photo? Oh, if you have your personal LinkedIn profile, use your personal photo. Use a photo of you as a human being. Okay, that was a quick one that I could get to. All right, so you can actually check this right now just to make sure that your profile photo is visible to everybody on LinkedIn. I can't tell you how many times people have sent me connection requests on LinkedIn, and then I see the little blank logo here for them not having a profile photo, but then I will go to their profile and I will see that they actually have a full profile filled out. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, I see what's going on here. They probably don't have their privacy settings set up accurately on LinkedIn. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your LinkedIn profile. You're going to click on the public profile and URL, the little pencil right there. You're going to click on that. And then from there, you're going to get this screen. And then from there, you're going to see edit visibility. And then from there, you're going to scroll down and you'll see the full thing where it says, view your profile's public visibility. As a business owner, I beg of you, please, 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 please make your profile public to everybody so that when people are conducting searches on Google, your profile will show up. I beg of you. Some people like to just have their profile visible to all LinkedIn members. As a business owner, I'm just saying, please just have it visible to all the people so that they can find you very easily. All right. That's it for the profile photo. If you are still with me, give me a 3 in the chat if you're still with me. Give me a 3 in the chat if you're still with me. All right. Irene's with me. Sierra's with me. Leah's with me. Okay. All right. We've got the people are with me. Thank you. It's going fast. All right. Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to talk about your headline. So your LinkedIn headline describes what you do. And this part is very important in your profile because this is part of your LinkedIn profile that follows you around the platform, meaning that people are going to see your profile photo and the first couple of characters of your LinkedIn headline when you send them a connection request, or when you're commenting on somebody's post, or even when you're creating your own content. So you want to make sure that you have a good headline. This is the headline area right up here. And another reason why you want to have a very good headline is because LinkedIn is a keyword-driven platform, meaning that you want to have as many keywords as possible that your potential client is looking for. You want to focus on the keywords that your potential client is looking for, and you want to have them throughout your LinkedIn profile. You want to have them in your headline, your about section, and your experience section. All we have time for today is your headline and your about section, but you want to make sure you have those keywords that your potential client is looking for. Okay? And LinkedIn gives you 220 characters with spaces to use in this headline area. Now, those characters can be letters, numbers, emojis, and special characters such as exclamation points and $signs, so people can give you money. All right. Now, because 220 characters can get a little bit jumbled in the headline area, just a little bit jumbled in the headline area, if you want to, you can try to keep it to about 150 to 170 characters if you want to. It's not a hard and fast rule, but you can, you can do that if you want to, about 150 to 170 characters. And I want to give you an example of what this looks like. This is Normani. She is a fractional chief marketing officer at We Getting Money. Now, let's say that somebody who has a startup, they're looking for a fractional CMO to help them with their startup, and they're looking for somebody who is well-versed in branding and campaigns. Do you think Normani is going to show up high in the search results when this person goes on LinkedIn searching for their next fractional chief marketing officer? Okay, Heather, you're with me. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Normani is not going to show up high at all. But what she can do is, yes, she does get 220 characters, but she's going to try to keep it between 150 to 170 characters, and she's going to glow up her headline to look something like this: fractional chief marketing officer who creates campaigns that move customers to take action. Branding, content, and strategy are my love languages. I'll give you a closer look at this. And Peter, you asked, what is a fractional marketing officer? So a lot of times when startups or small businesses don't have the full capacity to hire a full-time chief marketing officer, they'll hire a fractional one, which is somebody who works basically part-time or a quarter of the time on their marketing services. That was a very good question. Okay, I'm going to read out the old headline and the new headline again. If you can do me a favor in the chat, and if you can type in some of the words from the marketing industry that Normani's ideal client was looking for, the keywords that Normani was able to incorporate into her new and improved headline, if you can type those in the chat for me as I read this out for you again. So the old headline was fractional chief marketing officer at We Getting Money. The new headline is fractional chief marketing officer who creates campaigns that move customers to take action. Branding, content, and strategy are my love languages. Let's see which keywords from the marketing industry Normani can incorporate. All right, so unknown user, TG, you've got campaigns, branding. All right, we love it. Y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, so the keywords were, of course, the keyword fractional chief marketing officer, very important because that's the title and the role that her client would be looking for. Content is another one. Strategy is another one. Branding is another one. And campaigns is another one. These are all keywords from the marketing industry. Y'all are picking up what I was putting down. So move and action are not going to be considered keywords that Normani's ideal client would be looking for. You want to focus on those keywords that would be in the marketing industry. But have no fear. I have a couple more examples for you all. What I've just showed you right now is the sentence format that you can have for your headline. Doesn't matter which format you use, just focus on those keywords that your potential client would be looking for. So what I'm going to do is walk you through a couple different other formats that you can have for your headline. Choose whichever format you want. Just focus on those keywords from your industry that your ideal client is looking for. Now, these different formats that I'm going to walk you through are public figures, just like Normani, the example that I gave you of Normani. These are public figures that you should be able to guess who the person is based on the headline that I created for the person. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through the different formats of your headline. You should be able to guess who this person is based on the headline that I made up for them. Okay, the old headline is CEO and founder / television. Not RC, how did you get it? RC, you are correct. So the old headline was CEO and founder / television host. The new headline is television host, entrepreneur, and beacon for positive social impact. Read my latest book, Build the Life You Want. It is indeed Oprah the Winfrey. Good job, RC. Okay. Now, what I just showed you, so I showed you first the sentence format, that was Normani. Now we have Oprah with the call to action format. So let's say you have a book coming out, or you have a new program launching, a new offer launching, you are planning a conference, hosting a retreat, something like that. You can include that in your LinkedIn headline if you want to. So there is your call to action format. Again, choose whichever format you want. Focus on those keywords. Okay, I have another one for you. All right. The old headline is lawyer. The new headline is former healthcare executive. Lawyer, author. I create books and films that inspire people to be their best selves. This one might be a little more challenging to get. Let's see if you all can get this one. I'll give you a hint. It's a woman. She recently had a show that I think she was the executive producer of this show on Netflix. The streets were really talking about this show. It was a dating show on Netflix. That's one hint. Oh, Kerry Washington is a good one, Lloyd. That's a good guess. I'll give you another hint. This is going to be too easy of a hint if I give you this one. She is a fashionista. That maybe not. Okay, she's a fashionista. She used to live in DC. And people really love her, and they really love her husband. Yes, Tarsha, you got it. It is indeed Michelle Obama, who was a former healthcare executive. So she was the head of community relations for a healthcare group in Chicago before she opted to move to DC for a couple years, where she was the first lady of the United States. She also is a lawyer, if you don't know. And she now, in her second career, creates the books. So she's written lots of books, and then her films have been on Netflix. And then, as I mentioned, she is the executive producer, I believe, of the show Later Daters on Netflix. All right. So what I just showed you is keywords plus the value proposition statement. So we have keywords in the front, followed by the value that she offers people. I use this format a lot for my one-on-one clients, where I'll use some keywords that their potential client would be looking for. And then the value proposition statement just tells people about the value that you offer when they are ready to hire you. So that is an option for you as well. So you have the sentence option, you have the call to action option, you have some keywords with a value proposition statement option. You got lots of options for your formats for your headline. And I got one more for you. Okay, the old headline is rapper. The new headline is NAACP Image and Grammy Award recipient, Billboard chart record breaker. I create entertainment experiences that wow audiences and leaves them talking with a tongue out emoji. The tongue out emoji should give it away. Although Kendrick did really do his thing at that halftime show. It is not Kendrick, it is another woman. And the tongue out should be it is unknown user. You got it. Unknown user SD as your initials are. It is indeed Meg the Stallion. It is her who is well known for sticking her tongue out, as she says, real hot girl. Now, being that Meg, she is a real hot girl and her brand is all about sticking the tongue out, she can have a tongue out emoji in her LinkedIn headline. 99% of us cannot do that, all right? So make sure you're on brand for your headline. So here we have some achievements followed by the value proposition statement. So if your potential client would be interested in seeing your achievements or maybe your licenses or your certifications, you can include those in your headline as well, followed by that value proposition statement. Now, you can even mix and match some of these headlines, some of these headline formats if you want to. You can do a sentence and some achievements. You can do some keywords and some achievements. All you got to focus on is what would your ideal client be looking for? Include those keywords in your headline. So hopefully you got some good ideas for what to do with your headline, or maybe you even updated it right now as I went through these different formats. If not, it's time for you to do a rapid fire exercise, because if you didn't update anything, that's okay, because you're going to update something right now. All right. If you have any of these words in your LinkedIn headline right now, you're going to take them out immediately. Immediately. Okay. They're going to come out of that headline right now. As in, open up your LinkedIn Pro. If it's not open up now, open it up now, because it's time to go. All right. First one, Jack or Jill of all trades. That means absolutely nothing. If your client has a problem, I promise you they are not going on LinkedIn and searching for this. Okay, seeking new clients. Your ideal client does not care if you're seeking new clients, right? If they want to hire you, they're going to find a way to hire you. They're not going to be typing seeking new clients into LinkedIn. Thought leader. You don't have to tell people you're a thought leader, because you're going to create content and a presence that lets people know that you're a thought leader. You are just wasting characters in your headline with that. Your go-to ... your go-to brand marketer, your go-to finance person. You are literally wasting characters by saying your go-to. You might as well just focus on the keywords that your potential client would be looking for. Seasoned. Seasoning is for food. It is not for people. There are so many other words that you could use other than seasoned. Guru means absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. So if you have any of these words in your LinkedIn headline, please take them out. You're wasting characters. Replace them instead with keywords that your potential client would be looking for. And then a last one, a bonus one. Okay. Something that only you know. I understand it's cute. You know what I'm saying? If you're, the chief NAP officer, you know what I'm saying? If you're the chief NAP officer, that's wonderful. That's cute. However, your ideal client may not be looking for the chief NAP officer. They may be looking for the wellness educator, the wellness instructor. So make sure, if you do have chief NAP officer in your headline, that you also have wellness educator, or maybe yoga instructor, or maybe meditation leader, something like that. So you can, if you want to include something that only you know and you would be searching for, make sure you also include those keywords that your ideal client is looking for. Okay. Hopefully all of that made sense. Give me a 4 in the chat if you are with me still. If you're still hanging in there with me, give me a 4 in the chat. Okay. All right, Pete. All right, it's good. Y'all are with me. Okay. Irene, I'm happy to hear this is good info. DP, Star, AK, your unknown user. Michelle. All right, Peter. Let's go. action, action. It's time for some action. What you're going to do with your LinkedIn profile is create a call to action at the top of your LinkedIn profile and the introduction part of your profile. Again, I'm just showing you examples of my one-on-one clients, but here we have Candace, who you see her call to action is right there. Let's amplify your impact. A lot of the times, if you have an email list or free downloadable resource, or you want people to book a discovery call with you, you can include a link to that in the top part of your LinkedIn profile, but just make sure whatever words that you use is a call to action that inspires people to want to take action. So don't just say something like download my resource. What does that do for your client? Nothing really. But if you say something like, let's amplify your impact, they may be like, oh, wait a minute, what's that? I may be interested in clicking on that link. So let me show you another one. Here's Natalie. So it says upskill your employees today. So rather than saying book a discovery call, it's like, okay, upskill your employees. I'm interested in upskilling my employees. So what does that take me to? All right. So those are two examples. So I'm going to show you what it looks like for you to update this. So what you'll do is, okay, you're going to go, let me make sure. All right. So you're going to go here and you're going to click on the little pencil right there. And you're going to, in this, when you click on the pencil right there, you're going to get a pop-up box. And once you get that pop-up box, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Once you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see website, and then you're going to see where you can put in the link, and then you'll see the link text. This is when you put in your call to action. As I mentioned, instead of saying download my free resource, you're going to say upskill your employees today. Instead of saying book a discovery call, you're going to say let's help you get unstuck today. Something like that. You're going to do a good call to action in your intro part of your LinkedIn profile. All right. I know that one was fast. Please give me a 5. If you're still with me, you're going to put that intro part on your LinkedIn profile. All right, Leah's with me, Adam's with me, Sierra's with me. All right, you people are with me. This is excellent. Okay, we're coming into it. So we've done the headline. We've done the cover photo. We've done the profile photo. I gave you a little bonus for the action part of your intro part of your profile. And now we're going to talk about the about section, also known as your receipts. This is an overview of your professional profile. Okay, this is the part that people often struggle with on LinkedIn, especially as business owners. What you're going to do with this part is you're going to tell people what you do, how you do it, why you are so good at it. You're going to focus on what you offer. Focus on the problems that you solve for your potential client. Okay, focus on those problems that you solve for them. And with LinkedIn, they give you 2,600 characters with spaces to use in this area. And those characters are letters, numbers, emojis, and special characters. And then, of course, the spaces in between those characters, the same characters you get in your headline, you get in your about section as well. But with LinkedIn, when it comes to search engine optimization, within the platform, LinkedIn really puts a heavy emphasis on the about section. So that's where you really want to include those keywords that your potential client is looking for. All right. How about this about section right here? I see this often. When I'm perusing around LinkedIn. Okay, don't worry if this is how yours looks. It's a safe space. All right, we're all learning together. You want your about section to go from this to this. This is, again, another one of my one-on-one clients. And with the about section, you want to make sure that it is open, that is friendly, and in the first person. Okay? Do not have it read like a bio. It needs to read as if you are at an event and your ideal client comes up to you, or somebody who would be your ideal investor, someone like that. And they're like, so, what do you do? What do you offer? You're going to speak very warmly, very open. You're going to speak in the first person. You're going to talk about, here's how I help people. Here's the problem that I solve for my client. That's what you're going to do in your about section. Now, I don't have enough time to go through all the prompts that I go through when I am working with my clients. But what I'm going to do is walk you through 2 prompts that are going to help you begin your about section and then also end your about section. So first person means that you're talking and you're saying I, me, like as in I do this for my clients, I do this for my clients, whereas third person reads like a bio. So it would say Portia does this for her clients, Portia does this for people, but no, you want to read in the first person. So that being said, let's go to how you can start your about section. You want to start with a very good hook so that entices people to read the rest of your about section. You can do a number of things to create a strong hook for the beginning of your about section. When I'm working with my clients, sometimes I'll use a shocking statistic from their industry, or I'll share part of my client's story, part of my client's story that would appeal to their client, right? So what part of your story would appeal to your potential client? Or I may share a very great quote from the person's industry. So you have lots of different options. You can share a statistic, you can share part of your story, you could share a quote, whatever it is, make sure you have a strong hook. You can even share a question. Like if you work with people, I'll just use Hyacinth as an example because I know Hyacinth, she's one of my business friends, but let's say, Hyacinth could start her about section with a question that her potential client would really be enticed by. It would say something like, are you overwhelmed with the amount of laundry that you have to do every week while being a full-time worker, a full-time mom, a full-time wife? I have a solution for you, something like that. So you can start it with something that entices your potential client to want to read. And then you're going to end your about section with a very clear call to action. Very clear. What is it that you want the person to do? Because usually when people are reading, unless they're reading the full thing, right? They're going to scan the beginning, maybe skim the middle, and then go to the bottom. They're going to go to the bottom, right? What is it that you want them to do? Do you want them to book a discovery call with you? Do you want them to download one of your free resources and invite you to be a guest on a panel, on their podcast, speak at their conference, speak at their retreat, attend your retreat, anything? Make sure you have a very clear call to action at the end of your about section. All right, very clear call to action. So I'm just going to show you briefly what this looks like. So we have this top part right here where it says you're underutilized. Then we have a little introduction section that explains what this hook was at the top of the about section. And then we go into explaining a little bit about what she does. And then we have the services that this person offers. And then I couldn't show you the end of, of the about section because I couldn't fit it all in the screenshot. But essentially, the ending of her about section is to book a discovery call with her. So you see here, we start with a strong hook, explain a little bit of what the hook is about, detail your services, what you offer, or if you have products, what you offer, detail that, and with your clear call to action, all right? If you need help with the about section, lots of different things that can help you. Always when you're developing your about section, always think about your ideal client. What would they be looking for? What problems do they have? How can I explain that I solve their problems? If you want to, you can use an AI tool to help you after you have written the first draft. I highly, highly, highly recommend. If you're going to use Claude or ChatGPT, please write the first draft first and then ask Claude or ChatGPT to help you make it more compelling or to check for grammar or clarity to make sure it makes sense. Do not have it write out the first thing for you because you're going to have the same about section as 25,000 other people who have put the same prompt. The people find these prompts on TikTok and YouTube, and then they put them into Claude and ChatGPT. All of y'all got the same about section. So make sure you do not do that. Make sure you do not do that, okay? And then, of course, you can find a friend or a family member who is a good writer or in marketing or sales. Okay, they can help you. I have a background in marketing. I used to market products, and now I market people. Okay, and of course, lastly, you can hire an expert like me. I update people's LinkedIn profiles. The examples that I've shown you during this presentation are my one-on-one clients. Update that profile from top to bottom. So you got lots of different options to make sure that you do not get stuck when it comes to updating your LinkedIn profile. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the bulk of my presentation. Now I have a small PSA to give you all during this presentation, a small PSA. So if you're still with me, please give me a 7 in the chat if you're still with me. as we rounded out the about section. Yes, okay, y'all are still with me. Excellent. Thank you for still being here. I have this small PSA that I'm going to share with you all. When you thought about what was stopping you from updating your LinkedIn profile, I hope now, by the time that we've had in this presentation, that you have more of an idea of how you're going to move forward with updating your LinkedIn profile. I hope so. But I can share some of the things with you that I've heard from working with my one-on-one clients. Hopefully the first two is not a problem for you anymore. So when you thought about what was stopping you from updating your LinkedIn profile, hopefully now you know where to start. And hopefully now you know what to include in your profile. But these last three, I don't know if you noticed a theme from the examples that I showed you throughout this presentation of my one-on-one clients. The majority of my one-on-one clients are women. And so when I work with them, a lot of them will have, fears of showing up and being very visible. And I hear these ones all the time. The last three I hear all the time. If it resonates with you, just know that you are not alone. A lot of times they'll say, well, no, I'm the best kept secret in my industry. And they think that's like a flex. It's really not. Unless you have millionaires knocking on your door, begging to give you money, being the best kept secret in your industry is not a flex. You want lots of people to know what you do. Or they don't want to look like a fool in front of their industry peers, meaning that they don't want somebody who is well known in their industry to come to their LinkedIn profile and look at it and be like, what is this woman talking about? She does not know what she's talking about. And speaking of not knowing what you're talking about, this last one I hear all the time when I recommend to my clients, if you want to increase your visibility, you may want to start creating content on LinkedIn. And then they have a fear of it because they say, oh, no, I don't want people to go in my comment section and say, what are you talking about? Like, this isn't real. This isn't true. So if any of these resonates with you, don't worry. You're not alone. Okay. But guess what? It is time to get unstuck. It's time to get unstuck. I can't change your mindset completely within a 45-minute presentation. What I can do is plant the seeds to help you think a little bit differently about how you show up in life. Does anybody know who this man on the screen is right here? If you know who this man on the screen is right here, or perhaps you know the event that he is well known for, please type it in the chat for me if you are familiar with this man on the screen or the event that he is well known for. I'll type it in the chat. Oh, unknown user. Yes, capital A is all that I'm seeing. Another unknown user. Yes, SD. Yes, y'all are on it. You've got it. This man on the screen right here, his name is Billy McFarland. He is the founder of something called Fire Festival. So Fire Festival was widely marketed before the pandemic as a luxury music festival that was to take place in the Bahamas. They said, the who's of the who's are going to be there. It's going to be the top influencers, the top celebrities, all heading to the Bahamas for this luxury experience, this amazing. Think about like Coachella, but even like luxury, okay, in the Bahamas. That's what they marketed it as. It turned out to be a whole disaster where, the people barely had accommodations. The food was not luxury. I think they had bologna sandwiches, which is very terrible if you're in the Bahamas, right? All that seafood, terrible, right? It was not luxury at all. And so Billy, my friends, is a con artist. I don't even have to say allegedly because he has done jail time. Okay, he is fraudulent. The man is a scammer. Okay, the reason why I bring Billy up is because so often I work with business owners who don't really want to talk too much about the work that they do. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to be too salesy. I don't want to push too much. But let me just show you the audacity that Billy has and how you should pick up some of that audacity too. So this is a screenshot that I took of the Fire Festival website last year. If you can see on the screen right here, where it says Fire Festival 2, was happening in the Caribbean Sea. So let's say that I go to Google Flights and I say, hey, Google Flights, I want to go from Washington, D.C. to the Caribbean Sea. What's going to pop up? Nothing, right? Because there is no destination. That's correct. Now you see here at the bottom, it says Fire Festival 2 is targeted for the end of 2024. Basically what Billy is saying, we're not making any promises. We're gonna try our best, but guess what? We're not making any promises, despite the failure of Fire Festival 1, despite him and the vagueness of no real location, not giving you an exact exact promise that they're actually going to have Fire Festival 2. You see here, it says at the bottom of the screen that the first drop sold out. All right. Now, that being said, all that we know about Billy, all of the vagueness that you see on this screen right here, give me a yes or no in the chat. A lucky guess. Do you think Fire Festival 2 happened on December 6th, 2024? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Yes, y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. It is a capital N-O. It did not happen. It did not happen at all. So that's why I'm saying, y'all, as a business owner, there's no need for you to hide, to be like, oh, I don't want to be too salesy. I don't want to push too much. I don't want to be too visible. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. No, ma'am. No more. No more. All right. Okay. What you're going to do now that you have some of the tools to help you move forward, you're going to use platforms available to you like LinkedIn to let your potential clients know that you solve their problems. You help them. We cannot let people like Billy be loud and wrong all the time. We have to show up. We have to be visible. We have to clearly communicate to our clients that, hey, I got the skill sets to help you solve your problems. I know exactly what you need. I know exactly how to help you. And it's going to be a mutual exchange. I help you, you give me the money. Okay? I have the product, you give me the money. I have the service, you give me the money. So you are going to be very visible. You're going to let people know exactly what you're doing, exactly what you're talking about, exactly how you solve their problems. You are not going to sell yourself short. You are not going to dim your light anymore. You are going to put yourself out there. Okay? That being said, if you can please do me a favor in the chat, if you're ready to put yourself out there, if you're ready to get out there on LinkedIn, ready to strengthen your personal brand and let people know who you are, please, in the chat, type, I will not sell myself short. If you can type that out in the chat for me, I will not sell myself short. Let the people know you're no longer selling yourself short. You're not doing it no more. You're going to tell them, hey, I got the services you need. Hey, I got the products you need. I got the solutions you need. All right, y'all are with me. Okay, Dorcas, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. All right, TG, unknown user, V, unknown user, RC, Jennifer, Jaquita, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Okay, Sierra, Shari, Star, y'all are not selling yourself short. Fantastic. Y'all are with me. You're not going to sell yourself short. We love this. We're going to get the money that we deserve. All right. Thank you so much for your participation in my full presentation. All right. Thank you so much for your participation. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat. As I said, I wanted to wait until the end to answer you all's questions. So we have the LinkedIn glow up, right? We talked about the cover photo, the profile photo, the headline, the about section. We learned that we are not going to be selling ourselves short at all. Thank you so much for this. I'm just kidding, y'all. I got a little bonus for the people, okay? I got a little, I can't leave you all without a little bonus for the people. Okay, with your LinkedIn profile, as I mentioned in the beginning, way in the beginning, that the LinkedIn app has more functionality than the LinkedIn app has more functionality than the laptop version. So when you are going to conferences, when you're going to summits, when you're going to events, I highly recommend that you start connecting with people using your QR code on LinkedIn. So I'm going to show you how you can find your QR code. What you'll do is you'll go to your LinkedIn mobile app, and what I'm showing you right now is on the Apple version. So the Apple version of the app. What you'll do is you'll click in the search bar as so. Okay. And then you will click on your QR code right there. All right. And then from there, after you've done that, oh, thank you so much for your kind words, everybody. Hopefully you're still staying for my bonus, though. Hopefully you're still here. Okay. After you do that, your QR code will come up, right? So what you can do is if you're going to a conference, you're going to a summit, going to a retreat, you can save this to your photo so that you don't have to open your phone over and over again. But for me, because my connections on LinkedIn are usually in shambles, okay? It's usually just a lot going on there. I will usually, if I'm at a conference or a summit or an event and I meet somebody who I'm like, oh, this is a great person who I want to have a call with, What I'll do is I'll have them send me the connection request. So I will scan their code, right? And then I will accept the connection request right then and there on site, send them a quick message reminding myself of the conversation that I had with the person. And if it's somebody whom I really want to talk to, what I'll do is say, hey, let's just put something on the calendar for us to chat, because you can always reschedule, right? You can always reschedule. It's just better that if you have the person right there in front of your face, that you can get on the calendar and then get something booked. So that's how you're going to use your QR code when you're going to these events, when you're outside, when it's not snowing, and winter when you're outside. Okay, now there's your QR code. I have one more quick bonus for the people, one more quick bonus. All right. You got to have a company page. Now, with your LinkedIn profile, your personal profile as a business owner, you're going to use that more than anything. That is going to be your primary place that you're going to be communicating with your potential clients. You're going to use your personal profile. However, your company page is going to help with the search engine optimization. You do not have to be active on your company page. You just have to make sure you have a company page. Do not make a personal LinkedIn profile and put your business logo on there and put a business name on there. Don't do that at all. Please have a separate company page. And the way that you do that is you're going to go up here to where it says for business. And then you're going to see this drop down right here. And then from here, it says create a company page. All right. Then from there, you'll create your company page. All right. So with your company page, I do this for my clients all the time. I mean, I create company pages all the time. With your company page, like I said, it's going to help with your search engine optimization. All you got to do is add information about your company to your company page. You do not have to actively use it. It's just going to help with the search engine optimization. If you are growing your company and you want to start using your company page more, you can. You probably only have to post on there once a week, maybe once every other week, but it's mostly for your search engine optimization. All righty. I am done for real now. I'm actually done for real now. Okay. One of the best things you can do on LinkedIn is to stay active. Definitely please send me a connection request, send me a message, and I will get back to you with the messages. Just give me a little time, because in addition to my connection requests, my LinkedIn inbox is also in shambles, but I will get back to you. I will. But as I said, I gave you a lot of information. I told you it was going to be real fast, real furious. I gave you a lot of information in a little bit of time, but don't worry. You got this. All right. The magic is already inside of you. You already have everything you need. You just got to communicate it better. That's it. You just got to communicate it better. All right. There is my information right there. You can scan that QR code if you want to look into booking time with me one-on-one, or maybe even bringing a presentation like this to an organization that you work with, a membership organization, something like that. You can scan that QR code and you can get information on how to work with me. All righty. As I mentioned, thank you so much for your participation. We can get into these questions now. You can drop those questions in the chat. I will answer them. Okay. So thank you so much for all of your kind words, everybody. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, we got a question from MK, unknown user. That's a great question about how helpful is LinkedIn Premium? That's a fantastic question. So I'm going to leave my screen up for like another minute and then take it off so y'all can see me. Okay, so LinkedIn Premium. So now they have LinkedIn Premium Career, LinkedIn Premium Business. I have found with LinkedIn Premium that it does help me increase the reach of my content, and that's about it. Other than that, I don't find much value in using LinkedIn. Oh, actually, I take that back. I take it back. Okay. With LinkedIn Basic, they'll put a cap on how many messages that you can send to somebody when you are sending a connection request. So with LinkedIn, if you're connecting with somebody new who could be a potential client or a great person to invite into your network, when you have LinkedIn Basic, they're going to put a monthly cap on how many of those connection requests you can send that include a message so you can introduce yourself. So it makes the person more likely to want to accept that connection request. Some people, they get 5 a month. Some people, they get 10 a month. Some people get 20 a month. Most of my clients that I've seen who I've been working with that have LinkedIn Basic, most of them have been getting 5 a month, which is very trifling. That I think is completely unfair, because it used to be that you could send like 200 a week when you had LinkedIn Basic, but they've changed it now. So with LinkedIn Career, you can send as many connection requests you want. Like you can send like 200 a week you want, that include a note, so that you can introduce yourself to potential clients or people you want in your network. That's super helpful. But then with LinkedIn Business, I personally haven't used LinkedIn Business Premium, so I don't know the value in it. They say that you get more quote unquote in-mail messages to send people than you do with LinkedIn Career. However, you don't need in-mail messages as long as you're maximizing sending a note when you send your connection requests. So for that purpose, if you are going to be doing like outreach and pitching on LinkedIn, it might be beneficial to use the LinkedIn Premium trial for 30 days to see if you like it. And if you found value in it, then you can go to LinkedIn Premium. But other than sending the connection request with notes and then increasing the reach of your content, I haven't seen a huge benefit for LinkedIn Premium. So thank you for asking that question. I'm gonna stop sharing. So y'all can see me. Okay, now I saw another one. Okay, Angela asked thoughts on using emojis. People use emojis a lot on LinkedIn. You can use them in your post on LinkedIn. So when you're creating content on LinkedIn to help break up some of the content, you can do that, or to help emphasize things. So say, for example, if you have a new product launching, you have a new service launching, you can use some emojis to emphasize, like the launch of the product. Like, hey, I have a new product launching. And you can use maybe a star emoji on each end of that sentence. I use emojis for my clients in the about section, just to break up their services so that people can see, okay, these are the person's services. You can use them when you are making comments on people's posts. It's really a personal preference on what you want to do when it comes to your emoji use. All right. Thank you very much for these kind words. Oh, okay, your marketing coordinator, unknown user PT. All right, I'll be looking out for your marketing coordinator. Okay. All right, Lloyd, I'm thankful that you enjoyed this. Okay, where is the best place to include fellowship and advice? Oh, this is a great question, Katrina. Where is the best place to include fellowship and advisory board memberships, in the experience section or elsewhere? So you want to include those in the volunteer section of your LinkedIn profile. So when you go to LinkedIn, at the top introduction part, you're going to see where you can add a section. So if you do add a section, you're going to get a pop-up, and then from there, you can do a drop down where I believe volunteer section is add. It's either going to be in I think it's in additional. There's 3 different drop downs that you can open after you open add a profile section. One says recommended, one says additional. I believe it's in the additional one, where anyways, you will add the volunteer experience for that one. So if you do fellowship and the advisory boards, however, here's a little pin. If you're on an advisory board that's, a paid position, or like a board member of a paid position that is well respected in your industry, like one of your potential clients would enjoy seeing that on your profile, then add that one to your experience section. All right. And then you can add that. Typically, if it's a board role, you can add that it is the contract role. You can do that part. Okay. Thank you for these questions. Unknown user, letter V. Thoughts on an individual making one's LinkedIn page and business page not visible to an organization they work for. Okay. So I believe that you're asking if the person has an individual LinkedIn page and a business page, but also has a full-time job. Wait, thoughts on making one's business page not visible to an organization they work for. I believe. Okay, all right, okay, excellent. Okay, so you have a full-time job and you don't want to put your company page on your LinkedIn page as, yes, you can do that. So I do recommend, yes. You can also block them if you want to. But yes, I do recommend that if your employer is unaware that you have your business and it's against, company policy for you to publicly talk about your business on LinkedIn, I do recommend that you still create the company page, because there's nothing worse than you starting your business and like you've been working on your business, it's been doing well, you're ready to leave your full-time role, And then you go to try to create the LinkedIn company page and somebody else already took the, the name of your business. So I do highly recommend create the company page, but you do not actually have to add it to your LinkedIn personal profile until you kind of like hire yourself within your company and you mark yourself as, the founder or CEO of your company as it's visible in your LinkedIn experience section. You can go to my LinkedIn profile and you can see how I have my company as my employer on my LinkedIn experience section. So hopefully that answered your question. What's my availability? How long does it take for me to do? Oh, that's a great question. So this person, Christy, thank you for asking about my one-on-one services. So yeah, I'm available for booking for one-on-one services. I also do 30-minute brand audits and 60-minute audits where I give you the updates. I give you suggestions on the updates to make to your profile, and then you go ahead and you do them yourself. But then I also have my one-on-one services where I update that profile from top to bottom. Literally, the bottleneck in the one-on-one service where I update the profile from top to bottom is the client that I'm working with. They're usually always the bottleneck. We can get it done in 3 weeks, completely finished LinkedIn profile where I do your cover photo, headline, about section, experience section. And then for my business owners, I'm usually adding a featured section, adding the company cover photo, and then my signature introduce myself post. I always write out one post for my clients to help them get views on their profile after they have their new and improved LinkedIn profile. So that takes about 3 weeks. I tell people all the time, what you've been waiting on to do for 6 months, I get it done in 3 weeks. Unknown user, LZ. Yes, I do workshops for the kids, as I call them, the kids. So I do have a couple university clients. So Parsons School of Design is one of my clients, and then UC San Diego. And then I just did another presentation for a young woman who has an organization that works with university students. So please send me a message if you're interested in having me do that. Do we have any other questions about LinkedIn? Do we have any other questions? Oh, thank you so much, LZ. Oh, Zane. Oh, the name pops up on the screen, but it wasn't popping up on the chat. Interesting. Okay. All right. So what I usually do after I do these presentations is take a screenshot. It'll just be me in the screenshot, but maybe what we can do is do like a clapping hands. We can do some clapping hands so that I can tell the people, hey, I did this presentation for the wonderful Metro, which I am an avid user of the Metro. I was in the top 4% of Metro writers in 2024. Thank you very much. So if you all want to do the clapping hand reaction, if you want to do the clapping reaction, then I can take the screenshot and I'll share it with people. All right, so I'm gonna do 1, 2. Oh yeah, you can do some hearts and some claps. Oh, that's nice. Yes, the hearts is coming up too. Okay, ready? I'm gonna do this. All right, ready, set, 1. Oh, let me do this. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for working with me through my technical difficulties of Microsoft Teams. Oh, this is so kind of you all. Thank you so much for all of these. Oh, look at these hand claps. Oh my goodness, so wonderful. Wow, this is great. I feel so thankful.
You have been absolutely amazing, Portia. Let me tell you, girl, I'm sitting here like, ooh, all this good stuff she said, telling my age. I'm just trying to tell you. But you have me saying, I will not sell myself short. Okay. Portia, look, I'm about to put you on the spot and say that we need you back. We need you back. We need you back again. Please tell us that you will come back and do another session with us. We love you. This has been amazing. And girl, I'm just like, yes. You have updated us in more ways than one. So I just want to say thank you to Charles, Portia. I need to thank my team. Oh my gosh, I have such an amazing team, Portia. I have Marlo Johnson, I have Michael Bing, I have Liliette, I have Shanae, and they work in the background to make all of this come together and happen. Oh my God, they are my certification and outreach team, and they do such an amazing job to bring people like you to these businesses that we all need your help. So I hope everyone out there was able to learn something important from all of this great information that Portia was able to give us, okay? Please make sure that you check out our website. Look forward to our next outreaches that we're having. We got some great ones for you this year. I just want everybody to know, we have a strategic guide for business owners coming up on February 25th. Please scan and check this out. We are really trying to help your businesses grow. We have an amazing 2025, for you. And like I said, our partners with Charles and everyone, we got it here. We want to bring my girl Portia back and show her even more love than we showed her today, because I'm thinking she overwhelmed today. Like, yeah, girl, we loving you up in here. We loving you. So I want to say, please remember to return the surveys. The surveys will be sent out. Please remember to return them. We look forward to your applications to be certified with WMATA and just get this good information from us. And I just want to say, everybody, have a great day. Thank you again, Portia, and thank you, Charles. Everybody take care. I see y'all.
Thank you. That concludes our presentation. We hope to see you again on February the 25th.